Today, obviously, a day dedicated to candy. Halloween often brings up some nostalgia. You know, we think about our childhood, the kind of candy that we used to get all the time during Halloween. Now, for many in South Texas, Mexican candy is a big favorite and also a big tradition.
Yeah, today the flavors have made their way into restaurants, ice cream, even bars. Patty Santos explains the history, the origins, and how Mexican candy has become part of Mexican American and South Texas culture.
From the sweet to the sour to the spicy, the flavors of Mexican candy are familiar to most South Texans.
The sour, the little kind of spicy of chili.
And behind the flavors of all these snacks is a rich storied history that includes innovation and evolution.
I think the most interesting thing about Mexican candy is that it runs the gamut from sweet to sour to salty to spicy.
That range of flavor has been around from the beginning. Sugar wasn't introduced to Mexico until the Spanish arrived in the 1500s, but even before then, indigenous people enjoyed sweets.
They would have candy made out of fruit, candy made sweetened with honey, so it's very natural. And I still think that's an element that runs through most of the Mexican candy.
One of the early candies involved mixing seeds from the amaranth plant with honey and fruit. These candies exist still today and are known as alegrías. Another that you are undoubtedly familiar with, chocolate.
Chocolate does not come from Switzerland. Chocolate comes from Mexico.
There is evidence that people living in present-day Mexico were producing chocolate as early as 1900 BC. They ground the cacao beans and made it into a beverage by adding water. And at some point, they also added another ingredient to give it that chocolate kick.
I think the Aztecs are so brilliant, they started adding a little bit of hot chili to it. And so the frothy hot chocolate then has a spicy flavor.
And when the Spanish arrived in Mexico in 1519, so did sugar. The fusion of the two cultures led to the creation of many more treats like bocadas and camotes.
And the camotes are sweet potatoes, chunks of sweet potatoes that have been cooked in a sugar syrup.
Another sweet that remains popular to this day is often found in ice cream and or flan, dulce de leche, caramelized milk and sugar.
And boy, is that one good. Then started adding pecans to it and making it into a praline sort of a thing.
Some of the sugary creations aren't meant to be tasted at all. Calaveras or sugar skulls have been around since the early 1700s. They're used to decorate ofrendas for Dia de Muertos. Another fusion of culture is also to thank for another Mexican candy standout, chamoy. Chamoy's roots are actually in Asia.
And it all started with the Japanese, they call it the Japanese salted plum, which is actually in reality an apricot, a sour apricot. They take it, they dry it out. Traditionally, they would dry it in the sun, process it, mash it, cook it with chilies and citruses.
And so then that comes to the Americas, and we started adding the chili flavor to it. The other one is tamarindo.
Tamarindo comes from the tamarind tree. The fruit produces a sweet and sour pulp that can be turned into beverage or candy. It's commonly used to cover fruit and lollipops. Chamoy and tamarindo are both good options for those who want to avoid anything too sweet or empalagoso.
So Mexicans said, I don't want candy to be that sickening sweet, so we're going to add a punch to it. The punch can be the chili, or it can be the salt, or it can be the sour part.
We have Mexican candy, American candy, and our own candy that we make.
Alamo Candy Company is a staple in San Antonio. It's been around for almost 30 years. Many adult customers here remember these candies as kids.
Literally, I have the memories of hearing the ice cream man go down our street and hearing him being and asking my mom for $1 just so I can go get this candy.
Everybody loves their sweet, sour, and spicy too.
Some of the popular ones, saladitos, salted plums, pulpa rindo, which comes in different flavors, vero mango, chili-covered mango lollipops, rebanaditas, chili-covered watermelon lollipops.
And it's everybody loves it, to the little kids all the way to adults.
Mexican candy can't be described with one word. It's a question that stumped Diego Venado, owner of La Dulceria on Bassey Road.
En mi experiencia, una explosión como de sabores.
All of the candy is imported from Mexico. Even if you're not a fan of the spicy sweet mix, it's a good bet. There's still a Mexican candy for you.
No siempre son paletas cubiertas de chile y en el centro dulce. Ver esa felicidad en el cliente que le gusta encontrar, recordar, yo creo que eso es lo que nos mantiene en el negocio.
Traditional flavors continue to evolve and migrate. They're not just in candy stores. Mangonadas are the #1 treat sold at the Mangonada ice cream shop at the corner of Culebra Road and San Joaquin Avenue.
I love the taste of the mangonada.
It's the sweet, salty, and picosito taste that people love. Chamoy is what gives it that special taste. Chamoy City Limits experiments with pickling different fruits like strawberries and mangoes for the chamoy creations.
And they're like super, super secret. Like I keep my recipe book in my safe. And I don't even say what's on the bottle. I know that when people come to the shop, a lot of people from the Valley will say, oh, this is just like the Valley, but not exactly like the Valley. And I say, yeah, it's a San Antonio style, because I think that each region takes its own style.
As chamoy continues to grow in popularity, the people we talked with who have been in the business for years say that's a good thing. But as with any food, they hope there's recognition and appreciation for where it came from.
What a great story on Halloween. Expect a new KSAT Explains every Monday right here on the News at 6. In the meantime, you can scan the QR code on your screen to see past topics we've covered.